is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video. And yes, I am back on the couch. It's been a long time since I made a video from right here in the living room. Yeah, it's the first time you get to see Ted in like 5 months or so.
You ever hear a Boston girl have an orgasm? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Had it! Oh god, that was so good! Now I'm gonna stuff my fucking face with peppery fat.
Alright, thank you for that, Ted. So I'm doing this because I'm going to be kicking off my new, oops, sorry about that, new series of top 10 lists. It's going to be my top 10 films of the 1980s. I've done all my lists from the 90s, the 2000s, 78 and 79, and 2011 through 2012. So my goal is I have a top 10 list for every year that I've been alive, starting from 1978. But there's a big gap. I don't have all these 80s lists out there made into videos. I have them listed, but I haven't made any videos. So I'm gonna make these over the next couple months. Do one every week, hopefully. And of course, starting off today with my top 10 films of 1980s. So let's get started. So counting down as always from number 10, we have Friday the 13th, the original, of course, directed by Sean S. Cunningham and starring Betsy Palmer. Of course, Camp Crystal Lake reopens with a bunch of kids, and then they all start getting killed off one by one. Of course, spawned 10 or 11 sequels now. The Friday the 13th series, one of the most beloved horror slasher franchises of all time. Of course, gave us Jason Voorhees, a great figure and icon in horror. But of course, he's not the killer in the first one. Betsy Palmer plays the mother of Jason, and she's the actual killer in the first movie. Still probably my favorite Friday the 13th film. Yeah, the original Friday the 13th is a classic in my opinion. Okay, up next at number 9, we have The Big Red One, directed by Samuel Fuller. Awesome film set during World War II about a group of infantry riflemen who are led by the great Lee Marvin. The film also stars Mark Hamill from Star Wars fame, and we'll get to him later as well. And Robert Carradine, of course, from Revenge of the Nerds fame. Just a fantastic film that goes through these guys' travels, starting out in North Africa and then through Italy and then through Normandy, the invasion of France, and so on. What's interesting about this film is it was actually lost for a while, and a guy called Richard Schickel, a critic and filmmaker, went and sort of got like 70,000 feet of vault material from this movie and reconstructed the movie, added like 40 extra minutes. It was actually lost for a while, and now it's a classic. It's an absolutely brilliant film, great cast, and if you love World War II movies, this is definitely one you need to get and need to watch. Okay, number 8, we have a fantastic film from Brian De Palma, and that is Dressed to Kill, of course, starring Michael Caine, Angie Dickinson, and Nancy Allen. Just a fantastic sort of psychosexual thriller. Michael Caine, great as this doctor who's sort of tries to investigate why patients he's seeing start dying. There's a killer who uses a straight razor that was taken from his office. Really clever twists in this film. Brilliant performance by Michael Caine, and Brian De Palma made a couple of great thrillers in the early 80s. This, along with Blowout, definitely fit into that category. So that is Dressed to Kill at number 8. Okay, up next at number 7, Criterion Collection film, and that is The Long Good Friday. It's number 26. So yeah, this is one of their early ones. Fantastic British gangster film by John Mackenzie, starring Bob Hoskins. This film made him a star. Brilliant as a London gangster into racketeering and all that kind of good stuff. Helen Mirren, great in this as well. Really great sort of old school British gangster film. Sort of paved the way for all those Guy Ritchie films and all the British gangster films we've had over the past decade or so. Yeah, it's too bad about the sort of scraping up there at the top on this edition, but yeah, fantastic film. The Long Good Friday at number 7. Okay, number 6, we have a comedy classic, and that is, of course, Caddyshack, co-written and directed by the late great Harold Ramis. We just did a Harold Ramis tribute week on the Movie Reviewers 100, and my good buddy Scott Cineram, he did a review of this film, Caddyshack. So I'll put a link to his video in the description down below if you want to check that out. He always has great things to say about movies and characters and stories and actors and so on, and Harold Ramis in particular. So definitely check that out. Just a fantastic golfing comedy. Takes place at Bushwood Country Club, where Ted Knight leads the snobs. He's hilarious as the judge. Just a great, fantastic cast. These 4 comedic actors on the top of their game. Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, and of course Rodney Dangerfield. Bill Murray, awesome as Carl Spackler, the greenskeeper who has dreams of winning the Masters. And then you've got the Playboy, played by Chevy Chase. Hilarious one-liners throughout the movie. And of course you have the very obnoxious and annoying Al Chervik. I think that was his character's name, played by Rodney Dangerfield. Some of the lines he gets off in this movie are great. Sort of the other roles is about this young kid who plays Noonan. Sort of him trying to find his way, getting good with the judge to getting to college, and he's getting mixed up with the judge's niece. What's her name? Lacey. Yeah, hot blonde. You've got the great. There isn't many golfing scenes in this film. That's what's funny to me about Caddyshack. As a golfer myself, it's still a classic for golf fans and sports fans. It's just a hilarious movie. Yeah, Caddyshack, just a classic. Okay, where are we? 5? Yeah, let's do 5. We have, of course, The Empire Strikes Back. And I'm not saying the other part of the title because I don't believe in it. I never have. The second, of course, film in the original Star Wars trilogy, the 5th film, if you like, in the franchise. Of course, film starts off with the great ice battle on the planet Hoth. You've got the AT&T walkers. I have my own walker up there on the shelf. Yeah, just one of the coolest images from any Star Wars film, or the AT-ATs, the all-terrain attack transports. And then, of course, you have the breaking up of the rebellion. Luke flies off to Dagobah to learn under Master Yoda, and Han and Leia go to Bespin, the Cloud City, of course, and then, of course, they get trapped by Darth Vader and Lando Calrissian. And then, of course, Luke has his epic first confrontation with Darth Vader and finds out he's his father. A lot of people's favorite film in the franchise, in the original trilogy. I agree, it's got some really good, but I really think the middle part, the Luke in Dagobah part, sort of drags this film down a lot. But yeah, because I love the original Star Wars, and Return of the Jedi is sort of a special place in my heart from my childhood. So I kind of put it third when it comes to the original trilogy. At least I did when I was a kid. I sort of grown to appreciate this film a lot more, but seeing this and the other 2 films over and over again each year around Christmas time, like I do, Return of the Jedi, I still think I still like better than this film. Yeah, the middle part of this film sort of bugs me. Even though Yoda, of course, is a classic character and he's got great lines. That's The Empire Strikes Back at number 5. Okay, moving on to number 4. Brilliant film by David Lynch, and that is, of course, The Elephant Man, starring John Hurt and Anthony Hopkins. John Hurt, of course, plays John Merrick. Yeah, I believe it's John Merrick, a guy who horribly disfigured at birth and became a sideshow freak. And Anthony Hopkins plays the London doctor who sort of sees to him and restores certain dignity. Beautiful black and white cinematography, fantastic performances by Hurt and Anthony Hopkins. Just a beautiful film, one of David Lynch's best, and yeah, definitely one of my favorite David Lynch films. The Elephant Man at number 4. Okay, at number 3, we have Ordinary People, the Best Picture winner for 1980. Directed by Robert Redford, who won Best Director that year. Fantastic family drama starring Donald Sutherland, Mary Tyler Moore, and Timothy Hutton. Very tragic, very sad. 3 brilliant performances, especially Timothy Hutton. He's amazing in this film. Always been a fan of Donald Sutherland ever since I've seen his stuff from the late 60s, 70s. Just a fantastic actor. Of course, now starring in the Hunger Games films. Yeah, Ordinary People. I know a lot of people think another film should have won Best Picture that year. They're probably right, which I'll get to in a second. But this is still a great film. Ordinary People at number 3. Okay, number 2, my all-time favorite horror film has to be on the list, and that is, of course, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson, who, of course, plays Jack Torrance, a writer who goes with his wife, played by Shelley Duvall, and their son, played by Danny Lloyd, to look after this hotel, the Overlook Hotel, for the winter, and of course the isolation, and basically I'd say his wife, in part Shelley Duvall, it drives Jack to madness, and he sort of starts killing people, including the unfortunate Scatman Crothers. Absolutely adore The Shining. It's my all-time favorite horror film, based of course on Stephen King's novel. Of course there's a Stephen King's The Shining as well, which I've never actually seen, to be honest. I don't really care to see it, but a fantastic film. Stanley Kubrick, still one of my all-time favorite directors, and this is his horror masterpiece. The music, the shots, just the imagery in this film, absolutely stunning, and apparently has a deeper meaning now. If you've seen Room 237, I believe it's called, about Stanley Kubrick's connection with the Apollo missions and the moon landings and stuff, I definitely want to check that out. I've seen like clips of it on YouTube. Yeah, very interesting work of film, The Shining, and anything Stanley Kubrick did. Yeah, The Shining number 2. Okay, number 1 has to be on the list. One of the all-time great films, and that is, of course, Raging Bull, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Robert De Niro as prize fighter Jake LaMotta, very troubled and very angry. Got lots of anger issues in this film. His friend and trainer, played by the great Joe Pesci. Kathy Moriarty, really stunning in this film as his love interest, who sort of gets in the way of the two of them. Fantastic photography, awesome fight scenes, the boxing scenes, and brilliant performances. Excuse me, by the 3 leads, like I said. Gorgeous black and white, one of the all-time greatest sports movies, and still one of Scorsese's best films, and my number 1 film of 1980. So they're kind of all on the pile here, so let me just get them back in order. Where's that one? That one. So yeah, those are my top 10 films of 1980. Let me know what you think of this list, and send me your list of your favorite films of 1980. I'll be doing these, yeah, like I said, hopefully each week, probably on a Tuesday. Get through my top 10 films of the 1980s to complete my top 10 films based on year. So thank you for watching, as always, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.